Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast Strikes Back. My name is George, and you're listening to our review of Rampage. with
Rampage!
The boys Connor,
Hello.
Benny.
Hi.
2018's Rampage, directed by Brad Payton, based on the video game from the Nintendo 64. What's up?
1986, the first
Wow.
game came out. That's
Really?
really old.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah.
I thought the Nintendo one, the 64 was the first.
No.
It's an arcade
It's
game.
an arcade game.
Wow.
It's an old
Okay.
arcade game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I
There
know
it is.
shit.
Crazy.
Connor, you got a little bit of a plot synopsis for us.
Give you kind of some high level understanding of what this movie
Hmm.
is. So it's a Dwayne Johnson movie.
And that's
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, look, it basically details that three animals get infected with some kind of something from space, essentially, and they grow to enormous sizes. They're quicker, they're faster, they're stronger, and they're more aggressive.
They're pissed off.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson is a primatologist.
Primatologist.
Primatologist,
Yeah.
thank you.
He studied for a long time to become that. You
Yeah.
gotta Respect it.
We'll address that. And he works with George, the gorilla,
The albino
before he
gorilla.
before he gets infected.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is the story of him trying to save his friend.
So that's a little bit of a plot. What was everyone feeling going in? And give us your overall impressions.
I honestly can't remember what we said every time we talked about the trailers for this movie. I really can't remember what I thought about this movie. I
Too many
really
beers,
liked
man.
I really liked Rampage World Tour, the video game on the PS1, but that is completely irrelevant going to this film because this is a video game movie technically, but it's the game doesn't have a plot. It's just destruction. When I sat down and the lights went down, the movie started. I was just I was keen. I love a good monster movie, and I'm happy that they're kind of back right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a very similar kind of approach to this film. It didn't really hit my radar that much before. For me, it was another Dwayne Johnson film. My main concern was, The Rock fatigue. His films tend to kind of feel very similar to each other. That San Andreas film kind of, I think that's when he hit peak Dwayne Johnson.
Same director.
Yeah, so that was my main concern going in.
Yeah.
But when it came down to it, I was kind of excited to see this film. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Connor. I'm sort of getting a bit of rock fatigue right now, and I was intrigued by this for whatever reason, and I thought the animation in the trailer on George, like the CG work there, just was phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
it looked like a step up from Planet of the Apes, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I believe Weta did work on this, so
and
stands to reason.
so I was intrigued to just see kind of like a balls to the wall action CG monster fest. With Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who can be so charismatic and fun to watch on screen.
So
I don't know. I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited.
I think you've touched on something that I want to.
We're so trashy.
Yeah,
We're all just like, I was really keen for it,
Yeah.
actually.
Something that you touched on. I think is the first thing that we should be talking about is the way that this film looks, because holy shit, the special effects in this film are amazing.
Connor, I was saying to you on the way here, when was the last time we has said this about a movie? Where
Yeah.
we came out of it like, wow, the visual effects were fantastic.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
happen. That's the biggest complaint about most movies nowadays. They really put the time and effort into making this movie look fucking flawless. And it's not flawless, but they did a damn good job.
Literally,
Yeah.
there's only like that one shot of the composite job with The Rock in the foreground and George in the
Yeah,
background.
it was a bit
When
dicey.
when
Like-
things are getting a bit dusty and destructy at the end, then but the creatures themselves look amazing.
I think that is the design of the creatures. I just loved it. I was
Yeah.
so on board. Like I thought George looked
Ralph.
fantastic. Ralph the wolf, awesome. But the alligator crocodile thing, holy fuck, that blew my mind.
Very
like
cool.
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
And these are virtually original designs because they certainly don't look like the video game characters.
Not at all.
Yeah, look, so yeah, we're talking about two different things. The design of the film I thought was really spot on, but yeah, even in that first scene before George gets really large, and you see any kind of hectic shit happen, the look of the gorillas in the enclosure is really spectacular.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, well, I was literally, and this doesn't happen often actually. I was like, those have to be CGI, right? Because I was looking at them, like they look real, but they wouldn't be. Like they wouldn't do that in a movie.
I did the exact same thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew George was CG, but I thought those other ones for a second. I was like, are those real?
Yeah, it's such a rare because watching movies so much, you just know logically that they're not real.
You know
But
the
you're like,
and that
techniques.
informs how
they
you
look
look
real.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just so impressed on that front, and
Yeah.
that really kind of got this film over the line for me in
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
And something that you see in the trailer is that this is not just, in particular, Ralph is not just a big wolf. It's
like a hybrid.
Yeah, he looks different.
He's
He's
morphed.
got spikes.
Yeah.
He's got wings.
I love that scene.
I loved the design of this film, particularly when you first get introduced to the wolf. It's in a forest setting, so you can't quite get a full look at it. And I thought the way that they introduced the designs
signs,
and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff, I thought that was really stellar. And it looked, again, really spectacular.
Yep. 100%. Now, let's talk about the other parts of the movie.
Well,
were there other parts?
and I think we should start with what I thought was maybe surprisingly the weak part of this film, Dwayne Johnson.
Wow.
I did, and you may disagree, and I think
do.
it's questionable, but I think it might be the fatigue, but I just felt in this more than anything else that he was just playing Dwayne Johnson.
Doesn't he always do that?
Yeah, but I mean, at some point that just becomes too much for me, and I
Yeah.
think that there were his character is too perfect, and
Look at him. He is.
yeah. But look, I don't know. I can't really pin it down to one thing, but I just felt like his character and his storyline in particular, it might not even be, to be honest, it might not even be Dwayne Johnson in particular. It might just be the storyline or the character, really. But yeah, I wasn't really around
It
it.
doesn't go anywhere, does it? Like the
Well, he doesn't like people, and he's got to learn to like people.
yeah, but like it was so thin.
It was very
so
slight.
thinly
Yeah.
veiled. Like
And there was a moment for the character when they're kind of going through the backstory that was a laughable moment for me, and I think we can talk about that in spoilers. But yeah, that really kind of made me think.
So I was the complete opposite. I thought he was very strong in this film for Dwayne. I thought he really sold. Like, obviously, he's got the charm, the charisma, the one-liners, whatever. He can do that in his sleep. But I thought he really sold the relationship between him and George, his best friend. I thought
I will give him that.
Yeah, I really believed him as this character who had a lot of concern and love for this ape.
Yep.
Which I think is good coming from The Rock.
Yeah, I agree. I found The Rock really just easy to watch. Like, he's
He
a
is.
hunk. And didn't necessarily bring anything new to the table,
No,
but
he's very sincere.
solid,
Yeah.
very solid, and
Solid as a
and
rock.
That is the key part of this is his relationship with George.
Yeah.
Without that, it kind of all falls apart.
Yeah, and that was we should give them credit. That was a really genius way for them to go for this.
Yeah.
Because the video game's about three monsters that